Welcome back to Tribe Talk, where we talk all things Tribe. And with us is the head football coach at William & Mary, Mike London. And first of all, Coach, thanks for taking some time. And it is an exciting time because we actually have a game to look forward to down the road. Welcome to the show. Camp has now started, and I'll just hit you right up with it. How is it going so far, and the difficulties of the three N's, if you will? You're in class, in camp, and in COVID. What's happening with all that?
Well, we're in sync right now with a lot of the things that we've tried to implement with the new schemes and systems. You know, we were fortunate to have a few practices a few months ago that allowed Coach Taylor with the new offense to implement the offense for players to actually be out on the field and practice it. Defensively, Coach Brown and the staff has done a good job of continuing with what we've done in the past and tweaking some of the things that can help us. So it's been positive. It's been challenging with all the things that, learning how to adapt and adjust and be creative. We've had to be able to do it, and our guys have adjusted to it well. And so as the season goes on and goes forward, I'm quite sure there'll be other challenges we'll have to meet. But the resilience of this team thus far has been remarkable.
You actually talk with your fellow coaches from the universities that have played through this. What kind of things did you glean and learn from their experience?
The school, William & Mary, has done a great job from the leadership standpoint of talking about the importance of and the critical importance of following the regulations and guidelines. We get tested often, and it's important that we understand wearing masks and social distancing, proper spacing, inside versus outside. All those things are the new normal of starting a meeting and making sure that we are compliant with that. That's been a challenge, but at the same time, it's what we're doing now. It's what FBS teams have done. I've talked to several coaches who've talked about little things before you not getting on a bus and eating, because you got to take your mask off, about eating off the bus, eating in the stands, perhaps after or before a game, spread out. Contact tracing, how important that is, that your two quarterbacks aren't rooming together just in case one, test positive. So there's so many things that you have to think about, the variables. You try to control it, but as we know that this COVID does things that you can't particularly exactly be ready for, but we have a plan in place to try to make sure we minimize any things that might affect us in terms of our on-field performance.
Coach Mike London, head football coach at William & Mary, preparation for a season upon us in the first weekend of March. Coach, it occurs to me that in camp means just that. Normally, if it were in August, you'd have these guys for 2 or 3 weeks. I mean, it's total with football consumption, but you got to share them with something called the academic side of campus and other activities. How is that going to meld? What's your forecast there?
The term student athlete applies, and it's applicable here. We have a great group of young men that value the degree and the education opportunity they're receiving here. But at the same time, you're right, it's different than your August camps where you'd have summer school, you'd have summer opportunities for guys to either working or taking classes, being around a strength and conditioning coach. Right now Coach O'Mary just started for us with the athletic department. He's involved with football, and his presence is truly been amazing. Wish we would have had him earlier, but it is what it is right now. So as we get ready, with school adding to the picture, it's something that our lifting times, our study hall times, our classrooms times, all those are predicated upon what we've done in the past, and it's no different. But at the same time, the difference is with the pandemic being added, the little variants, the nuances about perhaps not meeting in a classroom setting. We may be meeting out on the field with our jumbotron as the projector, spread out. And so it's caused us to be creative. The players embrace it. We talked about so what now what being kind of the mantra here, because just never know. And if it does happen, now what are we going to do? So I've been pleased thus far as to response and the readiness of our players and coaches.
Final question. Give us your best statement about why play football. I've heard from a lot of people say, it's only going to be COVIDness and you're going to have to, not play a week or so. And of course, we can't predict the future, but what's your best talk about why play football this spring?
I go back to our players, our players and the time that they've spent training mentally, emotionally, physically, all those things, athletically, to have an opportunity to compete. And we all understand that the pandemic has limited opportunities and has changed the dynamics and has caused for some anxiety and things that are going on in our country. You can't ignore that because of the health implications and the aspects of it. But if we're out there and we're trying to do the best we can do in terms of the best practices, there are other schools, other universities that want to play, want to compete, value the experience of the student athlete, and the student athletes themselves are speaking about that opportunity, then we should afford them that opportunity in a safe manner. So again, it's not schools can have different issues. I mean, we all know that the ability to house, feed, travel, contact tracing, all those things are critical issues, but there are some schools that have done it. The FBS has been a model, as we've just seen. NFL has been a model, and now if we consider ourselves those best practices, at least give our kids an opportunity to compete. And so, and I'm coaching to do that. If there's something else that happens that precludes us from doing that, then so be it. But right now, we're going to coach and teach and prepare our players mentally, emotionally, physically to get ready to compete.
Go Tribe. Thanks, Coach.
Go Tribe.
Big banks leaving a bad taste in your mouth, charging you all sorts of fees and giving you nothing in return. Open a Langley Pays checking account and you'll earn 10 cents every time you use your debit card. Get your paycheck up to 3 days early and avoid those nasty fees. Now that's a sweet account. Call us or visit a Langley branch to open an account today.
Hear the James River flow, sweet and slow, past your deck. Grip an iron on a course that whispers of legends. Live the family stories you'll be reliving for years. So dance in the sunset, stroll through the pines, push the boat from the dock. Because when your new home is the destination, your home is Burwell's Bluff and the Enclave at Kingsmill.
With your Village Bank debit card, earn points on everyday purchases and redeem them for something special. Village Bank, you're a neighbor, not a number.
Welcome back to Tribe Talk, where we talk all things Tribe. And with us today is a Tribe man through and through for sure. Jeff Kader graduated from William & Mary, and now he is the head men's tennis coach of the Tribe. And first of all, Coach Kader, thanks for joining us today.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Coach, talk to us about, I guess, all things COVID. Let's get that out of the way. How's your team responded, and what does the season look like going forward? I know you're looking forward to get back on the court.
Absolutely. No, I think that's probably the biggest thing, the biggest motivator right there for the entire team is getting back out there and competing. Last year's season got cut short. And then we didn't travel at all in the fall. We were able to do a few inter squad things in the fall to try and keep it competitive, but there's no substitute for actual competition against another team. So that's been exciting. Once we got back to campus in January, really trying to make sure we were doing all the right things to allow us the opportunity to compete. Obviously, there are going to be things that are out of our hands that we just can't control. But I think kind of actually having that date set of this is when we're going to be able to be back out there was really helpful for the team to keep them motivated. And to their credit, they've responded incredibly. I mean, we have a pretty senior oriented group, a lot of upperclassmen on the team this year. And our one underclassman, I've always said, is he might as well be 24 years old. He's pretty mature. So he fits into that group really well.
Give us some of the names of the top players and where they're from, and tell us a little bit about your team.
Sure. So we have Brendan Volk is a graduate. He graduated last year and came back to use his 5th year. He's in the MBA program. And then we also have another graduate transfer, Lev Kazakov, who is doing the MBA program as well. And he comes to us from Cornell. So he graduated Cornell last year. We have 3 seniors on the team, Finn Talcott, Sebastian Quiros, and Ruo Chen, and they've been with us from the beginning. We have 3 juniors on the team, and Joe Brylovsky, Jack Kelly, Danny Pellerito, and then 1 sophomore on the team, George Davis. So it really is, it's pretty heavy on the upperclassmen side. So it's the experience is there, which is much needed this year.
You've had some good teams since returning your 5th year as head men's tennis coach. Is this the most depth you've had, Coach?
I think so. I do think that one extra year of eligibility where we had our senior from last year come back and then able to pick up one more. We have the exact same team that we had last year, and then we just added one more piece to it. And I thought last year was the best depth that we had on the team. And then to add one more piece into it this year and have all those returners coming back as well, it just added a little extra spark to the team.
There are going to be things out of your control that you've got to overcome.
Mm-hmm. That's absolutely true. But I still say that's one of the things that I love about sports in general, is that our players have been dealing with that their entire lives. You know, just in competing with that, it's always about the little adjustments that you make, or the small things that happen that you weren't expecting to have happen, and how do you respond to it? How do you react to it? And then how do you overcome it? So we do try and preach that. Certainly if guys look like they're maybe dragging a little bit one day, it's like, guys, it's just another day. It's just another thing that you have to overcome. And they really have responded to that quite well.
Coach Kader, if you do not know, was a star in his own right at William & Mary, graduated from the Tribe and is now back as the head men's coach. Coach, do you fall back on that sometimes when you're out talking to these young men about coming to William & Mary and telling them what the degree can do for you?
Absolutely. And very fortunate that our assistant coach as well played here, Aiden Talcott. My first year back, he had just transferred here from Denver, spent his junior and senior year here, and then graduated, and his brother is on the team now. But that is definitely one thing that we talk about, because I think having gone through the experience, that just helps when we're out there recruiting. Certainly letting them know, like, hey, if I could make it through William & Mary, you can too. So don't let the academics just completely scare you. So I think that is certainly helpful when we're speaking to the recruits, but knowing what William & Mary means, and certainly once you graduate and you look back, you're going to view William & Mary differently than you did when you were actually here, and trying to explain that to them. Like, it is special. It is a special place, and what we try and do here is very special. So yeah, we do fall back on that quite a bit.
Coach, final question. A couple of matches coming up this weekend. Congratulations on last weekend's victory. Tell us about the competition this weekend.
Sure. So we are traveling down to Liberty on Saturday, and then we are playing Old Dominion on Sunday at their place. So Liberty's been a team that's really risen in the past few years, and they've recruited some top players. we've had some close matches with them. I think 2 years ago, they got the better of us 2 years ago at their place. And then last year it came down to last match on, and they pulled it out against us last year. So that's kind of building into a little bit of a rivalry with our guys. So that'll be a tough match. We're heading down to their place, but we're looking forward to that one, trying to get a little redemption. And then it's ODU. That one's always a rival with us, right down the road. So we're actually playing both those teams twice this year due to kind of some of the restrictions that we have and the regional travel. We're playing each of those teams once at their place, once at our place this year. So this will be a good test. Again, we've just played our first match, and that was the first match in 350 days or something like that. So to get that one out of the way and get back on the road and play an opposing team at their place, it'll give us a little feel for what those teams have, but then also give us that feel of playing on the road. So looking forward to it. It'll be two great battles this weekend.
Coach, thanks for your time. Stay safe, and good luck this weekend, and we appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Everything you know about Colonial Heritage is true. A beautiful golf course with exquisite dining and superb event space. But this is also true. You don't have to live there to play, dine, or celebrate there. So let Colonial Heritage be your host for a round, a meal, or a gathering. It's all true. You don't have to live there to enjoy being there. At Colonial Heritage, golf memberships are available. ColonialHeritageClub.com.
With your Village Bank debit card, earn points on everyday purchases and redeem them for something special. Village Bank, you're a neighbor, not a number.
Come into Williamsburg Kia today and experience the Williamsburg way. Our fast, efficient service saves you time, and you'll have a hassle-free experience when you buy a new Kia at a fair price with no hidden fees. And that's the Williamsburg way.
A Kia Sportage LX is just $159 a month, and a new Kia Forte is just $121 a month.
Plus, we double your warranty. It's time to experience the Williamsburg way, only at Williamsburg Kia.
The Tribe, Leader of the Week, presented by the Virginia Lottery, recognizes exceptional William & Mary student-athletes for their contributions as leaders in the classroom and the community. This week's Tribe Leader of the Week, presented by the Virginia Lottery, is senior pole vaulter Michael Fairbanks. Michael is a champion pole vaulter, claiming 2 CAA titles, an IC4A championship, and he is an NCAA qualifier. Academically, he is majoring in finance. Michael owns a long list of academic accomplishments, including the William & Mary Provost Award, USTF CCCA All Academic Team Honors, CAA Commissioner's Academic Honor Roll, and the Dean's List. In 2020, Michael served as an equity research summer analyst for JP Morgan in New York. Currently, he is a teaching assistant in applied financial concepts at William & Mary. Michael is a student ambassador for One for the World, helping to spread the message of effective altruism on campus and encouraging fellow students to give to charities fighting extreme poverty.
With your Village Bank debit card, earn points on everyday purchases and redeem them for something special. Village Bank, you're a neighbor, not a number.
Everything you know about Colonial Heritage is true. A beautiful golf course with exquisite dining and superb event space. But this is also true. You don't have to live there to play, dine, or celebrate there. So let Colonial Heritage be your host for a round, a meal, or a gathering. It's all true. You don't have to live there to enjoy being there. At Colonial Heritage, golf memberships are available. ColonialHeritageClub.com.
Come into Williamsburg Kia today and experience the Williamsburg way. Our fast, efficient service saves you time, and you'll have a hassle-free experience when you buy a new Kia at a fair price with no hidden fees. And that's the Williamsburg way.
A Kia Sportage LX is just $159 a month, and a new Kia Forte is just $121 a month.
Plus, we double your warranty. It's time to experience the Williamsburg way, only at Williamsburg Kia.
Hear the James River flow, sweet and slow, past your deck. Grip an iron on a course that whispers of legends. Live the family stories you'll be reliving for years. So dance in the sunset, stroll through the pines, push the boat from the dock. Because when your new home is the destination, your home is Burwell's Bluff and the Enclave at Kingsmill.
Welcome back to today's Tribe Talk, where we talk all things tribe, and with us a person that is through and through William and Mary. Barb Ramsey is our guest, and Barb graduated from William and Mary. She currently is a member of City Council in the city of Williamsburg and is the definition of a true leader. And first of all, Barb, thanks for taking some time with us today.
Thank you for having me, Jay. I'm sorry we can't be sitting side by side at a basketball game, but we're going to make the best of it, as we have all year.
Absolutely. From your lips, hopefully soon and very soon, we'll be watching sporting events together. Barb, we've got you on today to talk about what has become not only a tradition, but a great event at William and Mary. And of course, we're talking about the Lord Botetourt auction, which you've been kind enough to volunteer to be one of the chairs of for many years, by the way. Tell us a little bit about the Lord Botetourt.
So the Lord Botetourt auction is a fundraising event that's sponsored by the Tribe Club, and we're in our 32nd year. And obviously with the pandemic, we decided that we needed to change things up a little bit. So this year it will be virtual. The date is March the 12th, and an invitation will be going out in the next couple weeks with some more details. The local group of community volunteers got together in mid-December and decided that the show needed to go on. So that's what we're working on. It's a very compressed schedule, but we're working hard to bring everyone a fun, great event.
We talked about the numbers that have been generated over 32 years. So what kind of numbers are they?
So over the 32 years, there's been millions raised for Tribe Athletics through the Lord Botetourt Affair. And we've done that through different components, and we're going to have the same components this year as well. So we're going to have patrons that will provide financial support, and we hope that we'll have many of them as we have in the past years. We're going to have a silent auction, we're going to have a live auction, and we're also going to have our traditional Noble Cause Challenge. And the latter is similar to a Raise the Paddle, where anyone, anywhere can donate whatever is comfortable to them. And this year, because of the pandemic, the funds raised through that event will go to help alleviate expenses that the department is incurring through sports medicine from COVID-19. So this will help, as I say, expenses that they've incurred to allow the teams to continue to train and to compete.
I was talking to our good friend, Bobby Dwyer, who will also be the auctioneer this year, about it. And not only are sneakers optional, I guess at this point, if you're at home, shoes are optional.
Well, shoes are optional. We're saying that black tie is optional. I think it's an event for people to get dressed I mean, I actually put earrings on today. And we're also going to be sending everyone who registers a party pack. And the registration fee is going to be $25. And for that, you'll have access to the event and everyone will receive a little party pack. I'm not going to spoil the surprise by telling you what's included in there, but we're looking to have a fun, engaging event. And one thing I think that's important for all of us is we've all really missed being able to interact with student athletes. We haven't been able to see them in competitions. We haven't been able to be around them at receptions or things like that. So this is a way to try and create some engagement, interaction, and they'll be helping out with the auction as well.
March the 12th is the date. Put it on your calendars. More information to come. Can anyone participate? How do you get involved? Is it open to the public?
Yes, this one advantage of having it virtually is you can participate regardless of where you are. If you're on the West Coast, on the East Coast, you just tune in. It's going to start around 7:15 on the 12th. And we thank you, Jay, for being our MC. And as I say, the invitation and registration details will be going out in the next week or so. The website will be the one we've used in the past, tribeauction.com, but we're still working out all the details, so it's not live yet. I anticipate that we'll have information again in the next couple weeks.
Who do you reach out to again? Who's helping you out with this auction? And if people want to get truly involved, what do they do today?
Yes, as I say, reach out to me. My information is available on all the forums, and it'll be broadcast out through the Tribe Club, through social media, and on the various websites.
Great catching up. It's the Lord Botetourt auction for a noble cause, held March the 12th. More info to come. One of the chairs of this year's auction, Barb Ramsey, has been our guest. Barb, thank you very much. Hey, Tribe fans, the auction for a noble cause. Yes, the Lord Botetourt auction is back this year. It will be virtual, of course, and the date is going to be March the 12th. We don't have a lot of information to give you at this point in time, but stay tuned. Always more information about Tribe Athletics, tribeathletics.com, tribeathletics.com. That's March the 12th, the Lord Botetourt auction for a noble cause, obviously, William and Mary Athletics.